What's going on, guys? Today's an exciting one because Tesfeel decided, aka the carbon fiber steering wheels on Amazon, they decided to drop another new steering wheel for the 2009 to 2014 F150, aka these also fit the Raptors. So they dropped a new one, and we already have just the one that, this was the initial one that they first came out with. It's just the regular round style, red stitching. It's got the red up top. I believe they offered this one in a blue as well. But it doesn't have the carbon fiber around the buttons, and a lot of guys were kind of wishing it did. But still, this is a very phenomenal steering wheel, and I absolutely love it because it just transforms the Gen 1. And let's be honest, there's not a lot of people still making Gen 1 parts, so the fact that they came out with the steering wheel for us guys, that is legit. But now they came out with an even better one. So now what they have changed is they've now made a double D style. Basically, a double D is the flat bottom, flat top. Single D is going to be basically this. So there's only one flat spot. That style's cool, but I really kind of favor the double D because the fact that it's flat up top and the dash is flat, it makes sense. But that's what they did. They added the carbon fiber around the buttons. It's molded onto the steering wheel, so you don't have to mess with nothing. It's literally on there. They did, however, go with a double stripe wheel, so they did kind of change that up. But this thing is going to just look so good. And I decided to go with white this time because I'm just not 100% in love with red, even though red is like the major accent color of the Raptors. So we're going to go white. I think on the silver Raptor, the white is going to work out perfect. So I will post the link for this. I believe on this style steering wheel, they went with a red, a blue, and a white striped. Yeah, I have been waiting for this very patiently because I knew it's been in the works, and I finally got it. Let's get this sucker installed. And this is going to be a full tutorial on installing it. So the first thing we got to do, just undo the negative on your battery just to discharge the airbag. Grab yourself an 8mm ratchet. I think I read somewhere too that you're supposed to, I don't know if you have to, but it said something about maybe waiting 20 minutes to let the airbag discharge. Okay, step number 2, we need to pop the airbag out of this guy. And I'm just gonna use just a smaller Allen wrench. And basically, there's a spot back here, here, and on the underside. There's just a little hole, so you're not gonna be able to get too big of an Allen wrench in there. But all you're gonna wanna do is, you're just gonna wanna basically push this into the hole, and you're gonna hear a metal on metal contact. So we're just gonna start with this bottom one, and I can already kind of like hear it, feel it, and you're gonna see this guy kind of just pop. So it popped just a little bit. If you want, before you take the Allen wrench out, hold the airbag, because sometimes they could pop it back into place. Then we're gonna go to this side and hear that metal. Okay, so now it's popped on these two, one more, and still just try to hold it throughout this process. Okay. There she be. Now there's just 3 connections we need to unplug and the airbag comes off. So we have this guy right here, which that's going to be for your horn. These 2 are your 2 airbag ones. Literally, you just push with your fingers on this side and this side, and they literally pop right out. I can get it right now. There's 1, 2. And then for the horn one, there's just a little nub right off to the side of it. You're just going to want to push that in, and it's going to come undone. Let's just get this out of the way. Next, to remove this plate, it's just 4 T20 Torx. Pull this guy out of the way. Then our next 2 steps, we just need to remove this bolt, which is our main bolt for the steering wheel. But before we do that, we just want to undo this plug right up top. Just push it at the top there. It comes right out. And that's the only one you need to unplug. The airbag ones, just leave that plugged in. The steering wheel will slide out just fine without pulling it. To remove the main bolt, it's just a T50 Torx. I'm going to use a breaker bar, that's best. You could probably do it without, but it does make life a little easier, especially if you're by yourself. This only has about 35 foot-pounds of torque, so it's not like it's crazy tight by any means. You will for sure probably want to use a breaker bar when you reinstall it. Now we can pull the steering wheel out. Just make sure that you keep your clock spring dead center. So just pull it straight out, put your airbag plugs through that hole. And now we can transfer the wheel over. In the matter of what, not even 10 minutes, we got the old steering wheel out. Let's just go ahead and tear the rest of this down. So your T20 that you still have on, just undo that. Just a little ground right there. This rubber piece, it comes out easy, but without any sort of like lubrication, it is kind of a pain to pop it into the new one. You can do it without. I've definitely done it without. If you have something to lubricate it, it's going to make life way easier. These buttons, we're just going to take like a flathead screwdriver and kind of pop them out, and then they just unplug. So we're going to take our flathead just on the back side here and just kind of start working it out. And these can kind of be just a little bit of a pain to get popped, but once they're popped, they just pull right out. We got one side loose, and there's just a little button that you'll push down, and it releases this. Might need a little flathead screwdriver. It's just right on the top here. You push this down, and you can see it's literally just two little plastic pieces that push into the steering wheel. Just takes a little pressure. You'll get them right out though. Let's work on this other side. So just get your flathead in there and just kind of jam her on in there and just kind of push down and she'll start to break free. Same thing, there's a little button on the bottom of this guy. Pops right out. Now what we'll do is we'll just pull these harnesses out. This last little piece here, it's just kind of like a plastic push pin. To make your life easier, this back section needs to come off, and it's just two T20 Torx. It's these two little black ones down here. Those two guys right there. Flip this around. It's gonna just pop right out. Now you've exposed this little plastic nub, which is gonna get it, which you can just take like a flathead or something and just kind of push it through. Or if you want to take your T20, and that way the flathead doesn't really mess it up too much. And now that harness should be free. Oh, there's one more still. This black one right here, you need to do the same exact thing. And see, it kind of broke when I did that, but it is what it is. So now the harness is free. The last item we need to get free is the weight, which taking this off is easy. You can see I've used a little screwdriver in the past. It kind of broke some of the nubs because I didn't use any lubrication. But to get it out, you just literally push in, and then it's just going to come out super simple. Going back in, that's the difficult part. We've got this thing deconstructed. Let's grab our new one. I'm saying first, let's just get this weight back in because honestly, that's the toughest part of this whole swap. All I'm gonna use is a little WD-40 silicone because that's all I have. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit on the nub and see how much easier this makes my life. Okay, so I was using the silicone WD-40 and I still was having issues getting this in, so I decided to get a little crafty. And I took some fishing line, because I have all sorts of it, wrapped it around the nub, and basically just literally pulled it through. If you're having issues, if you got some fishing line or some sort of little line, wrap it around the nub, and literally I just pulled it through in the matter of a second. What we gotta do now, because it's gonna be hard to get the fishing line on the other three, is I'm gonna push this back through. I'm gonna tie a fishing line around each little nub, and I should be able to pull them all through. All right, I've got each piece of fishing line through each hole that it needs to go through. Let's just go ahead and get this first one, see if it goes through as easy as it did the first time. Okay, that one's done. There we have it. Not the prettiest, but if you guys are struggling, use a little fishing string, and then we'll just cut off this excess. Flip her back on over. Let's get our wiring harnesses back in. So the main one's gonna go here. So get that through. And sometimes these control switches, they can be a little pesky to get back in their spot. Basically what I have found with these is you can't just push it in directly from the front. It's too thick. You almost need to get it started about around in this area and push it in from the side and just kind of get it started like so. And what you're gonna see is there's like a plastic lip that needs to go on the inside of this material here. And it's difficult to do that. So what you're gonna wanna do is get it started like I did, and then take like a screwdriver, and you're gonna wanna just pry this rubber down, and then you'll be able to pop it into place. So I've already kind of got it somewhat in the spot I need it, a little bit. And you are actually going to want to make sure these are unplugged. I was incorrect about that because of the way these buttons are. This one here, I had unplugged it, plugged it in after I installed it. Same with this side. It does get in your way if you have it plugged in beforehand. So we've got our buttons in. They all seem to work. Take your T20, the silver one. Let's just go ahead and get this ground back in. Flip it around. Take your plastic piece. Snaps in like so. And grab these two black screws, which were the other T20s. They're gonna go back in the lower left and the lower right side corner. Don't go crazy tight because these are going directly into plastic. And now we just literally have to reinstall it and this thing is good to go. Just be careful when you're putting these buttons in. I think looking back now, because I scratched it just a little bit, which is kind of devastating. These can be a little difficult to get in. What I would change next time is I would probably lay down just a little bit of masking tape just in case of that issue. Everything was good here, just a little spot up there. But that's what I would do going forward. Steering wheel, let's go ahead. So this little harness here from your airbag, put it through the hole. Just keep your clock spring up top. If you want, you can go ahead and plug this big one in up top into your clock spring. And our last three connections realistically is just gonna be for the airbag. We do, however, need to reinstall this metal bracket. Simple enough. It is just those 4 T20s that we removed. Take your T50 Torx bolt. Go ahead and start getting that guy in. We're gonna do about 35 foot-pounds of torque on this. Take my handy dandy little digital torque wrench and get this thing at 35 foot-pounds. So there's 35. And the last thing we gotta do is just hook up our 3 connections to the airbag. So we have our 2 that are color coordinated, so you can't mix them up. The plug goes with the correct color. And then we have the horn, which just plugs in very simply. So let's just go ahead, let's just plug our airbags in. They should both click. And then now get this guy, your horn. That clicked. And all you have to do is just push it by hand. She's clicked in. Now before we get too excited, let's make sure all of our volume buttons are working. Looks like that's working. So we should be theoretically good to go. We're just out here taking a little cruise now that we got the new steering wheel installed, and I have to say, this thing is like top-notch premium. I'm very pumped for the steering wheel because I have the white stitch in my Gen 2 Raptor. Granted, that truck's white, but this truck is silver. The white flows so good, and it looks so good in the interior. And the fact that this has the carbon trim around the airbag just makes this thing that much premium. So this steering wheel, it's like $4.99, and then usually there's like some $30 off coupons on Amazon. But I think at this price point, this is hands down the best steering wheel for the Gen 1 right now. But if you guys have any questions or comments, drop them down below. But yeah, this is definitely the steering wheel to get for your 09 to 14 F-150 or the Raptor.